Hello guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video I'll be trading again with pocket option, and I'll be showing you the strategy I have here on the screen. This is one of my old strategy, all right, so that I actually changed some setting on it, and it was very effective. For those of you who have actually known me on this strategy, I think I traded strategy for complete a month in the last few months ago, and it was a very great. So when it gets to some certain point, it's not working again. So recently, like for like 2 weeks ago, I've been actually trying a new setting with a strategy, and I've come out with a very good setting that's very effective, accurate, and also very easy if you're a beginner. All right, so I want you guys to stay with me on this one. So over here we have a couple of indicators. The first indicator we're using here is called moving average, all right, with a period of 170. The moving average here is EMA. So the style over here, I actually use green color, and I take the line to be on 2 pixels. So that's pretty much all I do. So when you're done, you hit save. The second indicator I'm using is called parabolic SAR with a period, with the acceleration of 0.02. The maximum acceleration is 0.2. And of course over here I actually use a white, which is this dot here, and of course I take the the dot line to be on 2 pixels. So when you're done, you hit save. So the last indicator I use here is called rate of change, all right, with a period of 21. Over here on the style, I actually take the line here, that's pretty much I do here, to 2 pixels, and when you're done, you hit save. So that's pretty much all you have to set up. So this strategy works with 1 minute. I'm doing this on 1 minute trade time, and on the candle time frame it is 1 minute as well, but on this one we are using it on Heineke SG candle. All right, so pretty much right now we're putting up my my currency pair real quick. So I'm doing this on a normal market. All right, it's actually work with OTC, but I usually love I don't really recommend using OTC because sometimes the pull up in the market might be really high, so I don't really recommend. So I want you to do this on a normal market, on the first market. So right now we're pulling up my currency pair up real quick. All right, so now come back and take a trade. Okay, right now I have my pairs up. So how this strategy work is very simple. Like, this strategy is very simple. If you follow the video I did on this particular time, you're definitely gonna know it's a very simple strategy. All you just have to look out, I'm definitely gonna explain to you on this video. But before then, I need to analyze the market. So when I get a good moment, I'll come down and take a trade, and of course I'm going to explain then in a full details how the strategy works. All right, so I'm analyzing now, guys. Okay guys, a good moment here. I'm going to enter a down trade on this one. All right, so the number one thing we are looking at while trading with this strategy is to take a very good note with our parabolic SAR dot line. All right, like what I mean by that is that we are only taking a trade when we see that we have a dot of our parabolic SAR just starting out. All right, what I mean by just starting out is that you can see over here we have a lot of dot, so we're not doing that. The only sorry guys, the only reason why we are taking a trade with this is that we only need to see like 1 dot, 2 dot, or 3 dot maximum before we enter a trade. It's very important. That's the part for the parabolic SAR. You only need to have the dot starting out. It really works great when it's actually starting out just like 1 or 2, but it doesn't really matter. When it is 3, you can still actually enter the trade. That's the number one thing we are looking at on the parabolic SAR part. The second one is to make sure that we have our moving average on the trend. As you all know that this is actually working with trend. It's a trend strategy, so we must have our moving average to follow the trend as well. So you can see with the money on that, so our moving average must follow the trends coming down, and the most important thing is to have our rate of change following the trend. Like for example, if you are taking the trade to come down, just like the trade I took the other time, the number one thing is to make sure that your parabolic SAR is just starting out at 2 dot. Like, okay, as you can see, it's now 3. So like, but make sure that you're only taking a trade when it is 3. The maximum should be 3 alone. If it is more than 3, do not take a trade, because it means that the market is already down. So that's the number one thing. Another thing you need to take note of is to make sure that you have a good trend with your moving average. Your moving average must be in a curvy line. You won't really actually going to see the moving average, but you just need to be very certain that the moving average is not as you can see over here, it's actually going up. So when it gets to this particular point, it's actually trying to drop down. That is the what's it called, the trend moving I'm talking about on the moving average. And the most important thing is to make sure that you have your rate of change and the overbought position, but it's not really matter to be at the top of overbought position. Just make sure that it's in the middle and it's actually following the trend. But if you have it at the top, it's definitely going to give you more advantages. But it doesn't really matter. Like I said, it can be in the middle, but the most important thing is for you to make sure that it's actually heading down on the trend. If you are taking the trade to come down, the same thing happen. If we are taking the trade to go up, you must have your parabolic SAR below the candle just starting out. Your what's it called, your moving average must be following the trend going up. The same thing happen. You must have your rate of change in the oversold position going up. Make sure that your rate of change is actually going up very good before you take a trade. So that's pretty much all. That's pretty much it, guys. So right now I'll be analyzing again. So when I get another good moment, I'll take a trade, and of course I'll come down and try to explain even more better. All right. Okay, guys, a good moment here. I'm gonna enter to trade on this one. So over here I have a maximum of $3 I talked about. All right, I know that I was definitely gonna be having a pull down on the market, so that's the reason why I actually enter a trade. The trend here on our parabolic, what's it called, our moving average is actually following. As you can see from here, it's actually dropping. All right, you're not going to see it very well, but if I zoom it from this particular point, it's actually dropping. Not only that, but the most important thing is my rate of change. As you can see, the rate of change actually went up here, but over here it actually jacked down. So it means that what's it called, the only reason why we are using the rate of change is to confirm that what's it called, the trend is actually coming down for real. Because if the rate of change is actually heading down, it means that a particular candle, it is coming down and they won't be pull up any moment. All right, so that's the reason why we are using the rate of change for the confirmation. So guys, a good one there. I think we have less than 9 seconds to actually close this trade, so let's wait and see. All right, a good one there. We end the money on that. So guys, another thing, I want to rephrase this again. Make sure that your moving average is actually following the trend. Based on the setting I have on the moving average, it will be a little bit difficult for you, but when it is actually heading down, you're definitely going to say that it's following the trend. There's definitely going to be a bend on the moving average. You're going to say that, but the most important thing is to make sure that your rate of change is actually going down on the trend as well. Very strong. All right, the going down of your rate of change must be very, very strong. See it, confirming it that it's actually going down before you enter a trade is very important. All right, so right now I'm analyzing again. So when I see a good moment, I'll come down and take a trade. I just want to make this video as short as possible. All right, it's a video I've made before, so when I get a good moment, guys, I'll come down and take a trade, and I think that will be my last trade. All right, okay guys, a very good moment here. I'm gonna enter our 3 trade, and that is actually a very good moment. As you can see over here, our rate of change is actually very strong in the overbought position heading down on the trend. As you can see that. Not only that, our moving average this time around was above the candle, and it's actually dropping down very, very strong, following the trend. And of course sorry guys, and of course our parabolic SR dot line just started. I'm so certain about this trade that is definitely going to be a very good signal. So if you're finding something like this, is one of the best moments for you to enter a trade. All right, I can, what's it called, I can guarantee this one for you. If you're finding something exactly like this, you have your moving what's it called, your moving average above the candle, dropping, following the trend very strong. Your parabolic SR just starting out, and of course your rate of change was very strong in the overbought positions. You can see this actually at the top of overbought position, and it's actually dragging down so good. So this is actually a very good moment. All right, so guys, let's wait and see. Okay, a good one there. Win the money on that. All right, that's a very good one there. So guys, this is where I'm going to stop on today's video. I hope you understand. Always make sure that you put everything I said here in mind. It's very important. The 2 indicator that is really important here is before you enter a trade. Is very, very important. Always make sure that your rate of change is actually following the trend very strong before you put in the trade, and your parabolic SL is just starting out before you enter a trade. Not like when it's almost 4 or 5 and dots before you put in the trade. It doesn't actually make sense. Always make sure that you're taking the trade when it's just starting out. So you can see this is actually 4 dots now, and the market is already going up here. All right, and if you check your rate of change are actually dragging up again. So make sure that you have a clear picture of your rate of change. Your parabolic SL is just starting out, and make sure that the moving average too is actually doing its work, is following the trend before you enter a trade. So that's pretty much it. And last and not the least, make sure you're always trading on a very stable market. All right, so guys, this is where I'm going to stop on today's video. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you turn on the notification bell, because so that you don't miss out on my next upload. And again, henceforth, I'll be going through my my previous videos that I've made. One of my best previous video that I've made. I'll try to check through the settings and see if I can actually change some settings that are definitely going to work on our current market before I show you guys. So I love you guys, and I'll see you on another video.